Hey, all, my name is Kurt. I'm here with Trenton. Welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar and another edition of our Friday blind tasting.
Yes, there we go. You fumbled a little bit on the intros, but that's fine. Today, it is a hard thing to say.
Couple of takes. We had a couple of takes on that,
which is weird. We usually just kind of get right into it. I'll probably edit some of that fun stuff in, but we'll see.
Oh, wonderful.
But these, if you're not familiar with the series, it's we blind 5 bourbons. We did 1-6 because you had a little fumble there. That's all right.
I did.
I'll give you a pass.
I screwed that up.
Usually we go from, like, our last video was $50 to $60 bourbons.
Correct.
As we get higher, it's going to get more difficult to find like 60 to 70. So we went in a $20 increment. So this is 60 to 80.
Yeah, and I think what we're saying, the next one's going to be 80, 100, and the final
100.
No.
We got 2.
2.
Yeah.
And we'll have another one over 100. Just leave it at that, over 100. But these are all going to be bottles that can be found. Well, let's just put it this way. Bottles that are not allocated or limited releases.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. Okay? And then we're going to do one more show with allocated or limited.
We'll have to. We need to finalize the rules on that because we got a couple of doozies that I think would definitely stand out from a crowd.
Yeah.
But first, I don't think you noticed. I found my old glasses.
Holy cow! You don't have a Band-Aid.
I don't have a Band-Aid on it.
Wow.
It's nice.
Alrighty.
I would have sworn that I threw these away because I was like, oh, when am I going to need an extra pair of? I almost said goggles. An extra pair. A lot of people were saying I need to get some goggles and stuff in the comments from the last video. But I looked for an hour for these. I thought I threw them out. I mean, I've thrown away my mortgage documentation that I was supposed to keep. I've thrown away credit cards accidentally in Taco Bell bags. You know how it goes. I'm sure everybody's done that. But not these. Not these. So we're
great.
I can see. I don't look like a fool.
You're back on track, dude.
I'm back on track, and we got some good things. What are we tasting?
Well, we got, again, we're tasting bourbons between $60 and $80 in our area. That's price ranges in our area. We gave our patrons 10 of our favorites in that price category, and they voted, and this is the list of their top 5. Coming in number 1, Trenton, is Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Very closely followed by only like 4 or 5 votes is Knob Creek 12-year.
Seriously, 4 votes?
Yeah, it was very close.
That's impressive.
Third place was Maker's Mark 46 Cask Strength. 4th place, Penelope Toasted Barrel Strength. And 5th place, Baker's 7-year.
Not only am I surprised that the Bakers made it, and I don't remember our full list of 10, but I'm excited that the Penelope is in there.
There was a couple, that I was kind of hoping Still Austin Cask Strength would make it in there. I was
hoping that too, yeah.
And I knew it wouldn't make it, but that Rabbit Hole Derringer. The Rabbit Hole Derringer.
I'm glad that didn't make it.
I know you are, but it's one of my faves.
Yeah, that's an arrow through the heart right there. But we got A through E, just like always, I think.
All right, let's get into it, buddy. We're going to start with A.
Yep.
As always, as the price range climbs, this blind tasting is going to get more difficult.
I've been warming up a little bit with a pour. I had our Yellowstone pick to kind of, because it had a lot going on in it.
I didn't.
So I was thinking that might be a good warm up.
This is, I'm going into it cold turkey here, pal.
It doesn't smell like turkey, though.
No, we have no turkey in here today.
What does it smell like?
It smells good, though. It smells almost like a little butterscotch, a little caramel, a little toffee. Really, not much oak presence. Smells really good.
You don't think so?
Not for me.
I get quite a bit of like something oak. I thought maybe not.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll warm up to it too.
But that is good. Wow. Whoa, dude! There at the end, there's like a real solid. The finish on that is amazing.
I love it.
Ooh, I didn't
butterscotch on the finish, man. Like strong.
That's good. I didn't drink pop before this, just for you, because I didn't want to like burp in your face or anything. But it's still like I'm getting some indigestion or something. Like it's bubbling up in there. It's fermenting.
Fermenting.
Yeah, as it goes down. You ever seen that fermenting vat? That's like what it's like in there.
Well, your Bushi was over visiting your mom when I walked in. So I had to get something in my stomach before I did this blind. I threw down a quick can of raviolis.
Cold?
Oh, no, I heated it up.
Corey does that, though.
Yeah, he does.
Nasty.
So I might have some tasting notes of oregano, maybe a little tomato sauce or something like that.
Okay. That wouldn't be the weirdest thing.
It's possible.
That that any of us have said.
But I like the first one a whole lot.
B is super interesting.
Is it?
Yeah. We just had that Rossville Union 6-year. We just tried it.
Yeah.
Vaguely reminiscent of that, like some kind of 4-grain or some kind of like a barley of some sort.
Yeah, there's definitely
It's different. It's good though.
Almost like a chocolatey barley note in there.
It's like chocolate malt is usually kind of how I...
And a barrel note. That smells
good.
really good too.
Oh yeah. That chocolate is in there too.
No doubt.
Wow.
No doubt. Beautiful barrel note in there too. There's a barrel char in there that I just love. That proof point is on the spot, is right on the money. It's like a baking spice, like a dark baking spice.
I was gonna say I'm feeling something like right over my Adam's apple.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Getting into that.
Wow.
Really, really, really good, dude. These first two, it's gonna be tough, buddy. I knew it would be.
Both of the finishes on this are really good. And I mean, I'm not surprised we're getting into territory with some really heavy hitters.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the patrons are really voting in some good quality bourbons for us. That's for sure.
Yeah. What does it C? Yeah, C.
C.
What?
Babe, what's C?
You always say that on C, yeah.
She never falls for it. Never does.
I'm getting like a buttery, almost a buttery popcorn of some sort. Or like a buttered popcorn.
It's definitely buttery. That's
jelly
for sure.
belly. It's like really. That's really
Yeah,
buttery.
like that popcorn jelly belly thing.
Yeah, I don't like those. I think they're terrible, but it smells very buttery.
Wow, it's weird. It does.
I don't even really like butter.
And a hint of caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, come on. Okay, though.
Came on strong in the end, didn't it?
Very. And I don't know if, like,
weird.
In a weird way. Honestly, kind of like a...
Yes. I sense the same thing. I know right where you're going with that. And
I was going with like a water chestnut or like a bamboo shoot from a Chinese place.
in the front of the palate, it was like, yeah, that's good. And then as I swallowed it and got in towards the back of the palate into the finish, it was like a freight train came through.
What the heck was that?
I got a rush of flavor there, the back end.
But a weird flavor. I don't want to say weird or off-putting, just something that on it, like I don't recall ever tasting something that has this kind of profile to
It's
it.
a little leathery, but in a fantastic way to me.
Yeah.
That's like the the old leather shoe thing, but not really old. Just a real nice leather note. And I don't say that very often about bourbons that have those leather notes, but that one really does. A little bit of tobacco.
It's
Trying to pick up that sweetness up front, though. There's some sweetness up front that I'm not identifying very well.
It's kind of unique. And I mean, I know these bottles. I've had them before.
Sure.
And it's not what I would have expected to come from honestly any of these. So it's kind of thrown me for a loop quite a bit.
But when you're tasting them blind, you know how I do. I don't even think about what's in them. I read the list and everything else. I couldn't repeat it because I don't even want to think about that when I'm doing these blinds.
Oh, whoops! I'm on D. I won't say anything though.
See, I'm just going to have to go with the front of the pals, a little bit of caramel sweetness up front.
Yeah.
And then it dips into that beautiful leather note for me and a little bit of tobacco. I don't know. Okay. On to D.
The finish, while you're kind of smelling and sipping and that kind of thing, the finish of C.
Yeah.
It's good. It's interesting. It's one of those things, and I don't say this very often usually. Like I could sit down for a while and try and kind of figure out what it is and correlate that to some different foods or like whatever, smells, senses, whatever you want to call it. But the finish isn't as good as A and B.
Yes.
I'll say that.
I'll grant you there. My scoring on my sheet, C is a little bit less than A and B.
Okay. So I forgot to put the price of the Penelope on the last video.
Yes, I know.
I didn't get like really roasted, did I? I don't usually read the comments. Kind of. Oh, I saw one that had quite a little bit of upvotes, like 30 of them. But that's the only one I saw. I gotta make sure I do it on this one.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said you forgot to put your sticky note. Your reminder.
I threw it out.
Oh,
okay.
That's good too.
It drinks pretty light though. It's nice. Compared to some of these, in my opinion, had a little bit of a throaty bite to
Sure.
it.
But
This is...
But can I say, it also is it's a little bit lighter sip. There's no doubt about it. But it's an enjoyable sip. Let's put it that way. It's enjoyable.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. I think it's very pleasant. If I don't really know what I was going to say just then, but it's a very nice, well-balanced pour. It's not something that's coming out at you with the caramels and the vanilla. Well, maybe a little bit of vanilla. Not a ton of sweetness, so this is more of an earth. Not even earthy. I don't know how to describe it. It's also not very viscous. It's just kind of middle of the road the whole way through, but in a good way.
To me, there is a little bit of caramel and vanilla.
I get some vanilla.
But towards it gets to the back end, it gets a tiny bit bitter.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But, a little bit earthy and a little bit bitter.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
With the oak note on that one.
All right, last but not least. Ooh, I got to rate this one, though.
I know. It's hard.
All right. Oh, God. Wow, that smells delicious.
Wow.
I don't want to speak too soon.
Right.
Maybe my favorite nose of the bunch.
Really? Why?
It has a little bit of everything about like a quintessential, but a little bit more on the sweet side, and not in a Buffalo Trace kind of way, more of in like a sweet oak kind of way.
Yeah.
It rides that line a little bit, but it's super good. It's honestly like caramel, vanilla, oak. Yeah. That's it. But
lovely.
Instead of being a more sweet caramel, it's more of a sweet oak.
Yeah. This one would be really, really good if you let it sit in the glass and just roll it for a while, in 20, 30 minutes. You could imagine the aromas coming out of this one. Beautiful.
Okay, I saw your eyebrows move.
That didn't match the aromas for me.
Okay, I agree.
I don't get much sweetness at all on that glass, to tell you the truth. And hopefully I'm wrong. I'm gonna take a sip of water because I'm getting my first initial sip was straight up, leather tobacco. Yeah. And the oak that was so sweet on the nose it's a little harsh. Yeah, just a little harsh.
Well, too, and it's like this one has the viscosity is really nice. Yeah. It's oily is how I would kind of describe it. But the oaky tannininess or something really, like, I can sense a little bit of sweetness from this, but it just kind of gets washed out by whatever else is happening.
Okay, that's out first for me, pal.
That would also be mine.
Yeah, and again, we're splitting hairs because this is a great grouping, but to me, it was the obvious, my least favorite sip of the flight. Yeah,
there's some aspects of I think C and D that I think C and D next were my next two lowest.
Me too.
There are aspects of this that I think are better than this, but the E all around is just a little bit more harsh. Yeah. It doesn't have that much sweetness like I would kind of expect. Yeah. So yeah, I could E would be out for Mom. Are you keeping track?
Oh no.
Referee. Are we gonna have to open this position up?
I put it on the desk, honey. Sorry.
I like these pens. Is our budget going up? You got the Sharpie.
I'm taking care of you, bro.
Wow.
I think Ludington Drywall paid for them.
Heck yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you repeat?
E is in 5th place.
For both?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Now, for me, Trenton, I loved A and B. That was my highest ranking, so I'm going to be focusing now on C and D.
My thoughts exactly. On the initial pass, I had C and D basically tied. It was kind of hard for me.
I had them real close together. My first pass through, I had 3 just a touch better than 4. My first pass through. So I'm going to start.
And what's D?
I'm going to start with. I said 3 and 4. I apologize.
Didn't get her either.
I have it down on. I have it down on my notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, C and D. My apologies. I'm going to start with D here first.
I don't think I've ever had a Cracker Jack before, like you get at the ball games or whatever. But this reminds me of like what that might be like.
I get almost a little banana out of it.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of banana on
Yeah.
that. I don't know why, but
I've been eating these it's like a breakfast protein bar. Mm-hmm. It's got like oats and dark chocolate and banana in it. It's kind of giving me similar vibes without the chocolate. It's like oaty almost.
yeah.
Not harsh like an oak, but it's not like a grain that I would associate with like a bourbon. It's kind of oaty.
Yeah.
Nice breakfast pour.
Wasn't a bad sip, honestly. I'm a little bit nervous now to get into C because I was hoping there was an obvious here, and I'm not sure if there's going to be an obvious.
Put the nose on C. It's like,
Woo! That's just coming out, grabbing you right there. Me personally, Trent, I'm going to have to stick with my first time around, so the next one out for me is going to be D. C doesn't blow me away, but it has better sweetness for me. It's more vanilla creme brulee now, as I've tasted it again. A little bit like that with a little bit of oak and possibly some caramel in there, but I thought it was a better sip than D.
I think the only thing that really benefits C is what to me seems like either a higher rye mash bill or a proof aspect.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't really like super sweet things, and
No, you don't.
D to me is
I do.
is drinking a little bit too sweet. I don't know. It does have a really nice banana note too, which is weird because there's no Old Forester up here.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of getting thrown for a loop here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely remove D next.
All right, well, I can immediately go on from there pretty confidently and push out then C.
That would be my next.
Because there's no sense in wasting time. A and B were just spectacular in my mind. Now the hard part comes in to see which one of these I like the best.
Okay. I'm going to go with B first.
Well, I'll do that.
B reminds me of like when I'm sick and I'm making a piece of toast right next to the toaster. And it's getting a little, I burn my toast pretty much.
I like it that way.
Oh yeah, it's almost black. It's not.
I love it that way. You must have got that from me. Your mom makes fun of me for that all the time.
I don't know. Michelle gets irritated because I set the toaster all the way to 5 or the max setting when
I
it
do
goes.
too.
So she'll forget and she'll burn her bagels, and then she gets mad at me. Not mad at me, but she tells me not to do that.
You might hear a little in the background.
Yeah, and then I'm like, no, I'll eat the
something
bagel.
like that.
But it's very warm feeling. It's like a homey kind of sip. You've said that before, and I haven't really understood what you mean because it's like, come on, what does that mean? But I get it.
It is, yeah. It's just something comfortable. I know,
fruit
right
fly.
there.
Oh, you didn't get it.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not quick anymore.
Oh, I got it. No, I captured it.
I've lost my speed.
Wait. Ready?
Why'd you let it go?
Oh, yeah, I got it. Look, there are the guts right there.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
This should be on like National Geographic.
This is a proud moment.
Usually he would catch things and release it outside. Surprised he smushed it.
Sometimes my patience runs thin, and it's just like, get out of here.
Okay.
That is so well balanced. It's thick. Mm-hmm. Like I'm struggling to talk. It's like making.
It's rich.
Yeah, rich is a better way to put
viscous, that. It's thick. It's dark in nature for the palate.
Yeah.
So in other words, there's definitely a bit of, as I said before, there's definitely some baking spice in there. There's a nice dark sweet note in there, like a dark brown sugar.
Yes, that's a good one. We just made a cocktail with brown sugar simple syrup. Mm-hmm. It's kind of reminded me a lot of that. And I've never had brown sugar simple syrup before.
Good
but it's
one,
giving me that
Perfect.
kind of vibe.
Perfect. And that barrel note in there really, comes alive. It really gives you a lot of depth to the sip.
Dude. Smell A now.
Now it's been sitting a minute or two.
Well, I don't know. Oof. This is going to be very difficult.
That just speaks to me. It does. It speaks to me.
What's it saying?
The reason why we do this show, in that I like bourbon. Right there. Those aromas coming off this glass is the reason why we share these thoughts with you. Aren't you?
This is why I wake up in the morning. Is for smells like A. I will say.
It's great.
I'm not trying to rhyme like Dr. Seuss or anything, but well, I'll let you sip it first so that I don't corrupt your mind or whatever. I think, and this is my opinion,
Okay.
B has a little bit more of like a, I don't want to say a kick, but like A is just, A, after tasting B, A is a little bit flat. It's just like, it comes and goes real quick, but I think B is a little bit more of like a bell curve or whatever. Like you go up and then it's like, ooh, this is like a nice oaky that really enhances the flavors that you get. Whereas A, A has a lot going for it. It's viscous, it's sweet, but it's just like, it's not a one-noter, but it's more of a one-palater compared to B. B is a little bit more interesting. It's a little bit more like sparky.
I was waiting for a Dr. Seuss rhyme or something.
I'm not that clever, Mom. Come on, you know
I'm a
that.
little excited.
These are both so good. This is an
I don't-
extremely hard decision for me. I don't know about him, but it is for me.
It is, because it's like something about B is speaking to me. I know you said A was speaking to you, but it's like
A is for me is like quintessential bourbon. You know, this is if somebody asks me, what do you think bourbon tastes like? I'm gonna go, "Boop." There you go.
glass.
Try that. You know? But the hard part is, Trenton, there's so much to offer in B too. There really is. There's so much coming out of that glass as well.
It's a little bit more complex. A is more well-rounded and it's a really nice pour.
It is.
But for me,
Very nice.
B is just a little bit more interesting. So I'm trying to figure out like what way do I want to go? What's the premise of this show, even? We're just picking what we like? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let me get one.
Well, Trenton, I can go first. I'm going to pick B. I hate to do it. B is the winner for me, honey. So that means A would be going out. B is the winner.
I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, I know.
What you were saying about A.
It's difficult, and I have a feeling I know what I've done there. And I'll probably be heartbroken for it, but boy, there's just a barrel note and that dark brown sugar note, and it's really sweet and nice and developed.
If you've ever watched a Food Network show with Gordon Ramsay, be like, this is bland. Like that's kind of what
not bland.
It's not bland. Mm-mm. I need to stop talking. I'm gonna pick B as my number one. It's very close, but A just has a little bit more punchiness that I like. That's a little bit more interesting to me than what A has to offer. I might have said A. B is my number one. A is my number two.
Yeah, and I can't disagree with that. I love A too. I really do. But
I like
can't
all
disagree
these.
with that.
They have a little bit of different stuff going on all across.
yeah, so that was fun. I mean, I don't know how fun it was. So I guess, now's the time. You got all the stuff over there, Trenton? Okay.
Yep.
So what do I forgot to mark them down here. I usually do. What do we pick out?
Fifth place was E,
E? Okay.
and that was Baker's.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me, personally.
I'm a little surprised, I think. What is...
Yeah, you're left.
That's my left.
There you go. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me personally, I was a little surprised it made it in the top 5. So it doesn't surprise me that it was last place in this particular flight. Although, you know, it is a good bottle.
Then we're going to 4th place, which was D, and that was Penelope.
Wow.
Get out of here. They no way. I'm surprised.
You sure? Okay.
4th place, D.
Wow.
Penelope.
All right then.
Interesting.
Now the plot thickens because I know what you're thinking, and it's probably the same thing I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
I thought
it was either A or B.
I thought it was B.
I
thought
Penelope was your number 1?
yeah, because it's toasted. I thought A was Russell's, and I thought B was Penelope.
I don't get it. I don't narrow it down that tight, but I thought it was A or B.
Oh, I wrote down a guess for every single one.
I thought it was the top 2. So
All right. Well,
Wow.
let's
tells
put
you
in
how,
the third.
tells you how much I know about that.
3rd place was C, and we've got Russell's.
I'm just slap me now. Slap me
What
down.
the F?
And I said there was no turkey in this. There is. There's Russell's Reserve. That's my bad. What letter was that?
C.
No way.
I'm just dumbfounded.
You can smell it.
Of course, I'm on it now. Once you've got that connection.
All right, boys.
All right, we got to stick with what we got. Okay, we got Maker's Mark 46 cask strength, which I told you, and we're always honest, even though it makes myself look foolish. Didn't I say why is that even in here?
Yep.
Not to that degree, but I was like, Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. I'm like,
All right, so 2nd place was A.
I know what you're going to say already.
What?
Go ahead.
No, say it.
No, go ahead. I'm sure Maker's Mark is first.
No.
2nd place was A, and that is Knob Creek.
What? No. What? Dude.
You know what, Trent?
Wait, so Knob Creek is 2nd place. I am going to cry myself to sleep. What just happened?
Okay. Listen.
Turn the bakers.
I'm like, I knew this had to be first because it's like, isn't that karma for me, honey? Isn't it though? And I didn't say it in a mean tone or anything like that. I was just making the list, and I was like, I'm surprised Maker's Mark 46 cask strength even made it in the top 5. And it won. That's just karma for me, man. That's just like another day for me.
I like transparency. I'll be transparent. I thought this was last place, which was actually Baker's.
I kind of thought, okay, just if you want to know my thoughts, I didn't write them down, but I thought Baker's was last. Go ahead. I got that one right.
I thought Maker's Cask was last. Mm-hmm. I thought Baker's was 4th. Knob Creek was 3rd.
Okay, let me stop you there. I thought Maker's and Knob Creek were 3 and 4.
And I thought Russell's Reserve was 2nd and Penelope was 1st.
And I thought these were 1 and 2.
Dude, Maker's has been killing it recently.
It has. It's been in the top 1 or 2.
I need to shut my mouth when I'm talking
and
about
this
Maker's.
was B, right, honey?
Kent would be so excited.
He would.
And he's got to be. I would have thought, even looking at this, like, Jim Beam usually has more of an oaky presence, darker stuff, and Maker's is a weeder, so it's going to be a little bit more sweet. And this was just like kind of one-noter, and that had like a barrel note to it.
I loved it. And I tasted it again, and I still love it. I stand by it. I just need to check that bottle out more often, obviously.
It's time for me to retire. You can submit applications for a new host at slbdrinks@gmail.com.
Please do.
I'm sad. I'm surprised.
Very.
Good for Makers. Wow. That's impressive. I got to rethink my Makers choices here.
Well, buddy, it just goes to show you when you set 5 bottles on a blind that are excellent quality bottles, you never know how it's going to come out.
Agreed. You both agreed on every one of them.
This is the opposite of what I honestly would have thought.
Yeah. I'm with him, so there you go. All right, that's all we got for you today. We're going to tuck our tail between our legs and, sneak off to the corner of the basement for a while and hide in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might not be on next show.
That I'm not either. But let's not do that because obviously this Maker's is a lot better bottle than we give it credit for.
I guess so.
There you go.
I guess so.
All right, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time, right down here with Trent and I, probably, in a good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.